All right, let's get right into this. You know, for decades, the whole world of mental health treatment has kind of been searching for a better map. Today, we're going to explore how science is finally starting to draw one, and it's moving us from pure guesswork to a truly personalized toolkit for treating depression. So, have you ever felt like finding the right path to feeling better is just a frustrating shot in the dark? If so, you are definitely not alone. It's an incredibly common experience, and for the longest time, it's just been the accepted reality. So, the big question is, why has it been this way?
Well, the core of the problem really is this trial and error model. A doctor makes an educated guess, you try a medication or a type of therapy, you wait for weeks, sometimes months, to see if it helps. And if it doesn't, you're right back at square one. This cycle can mean just delayed relief and prolonged suffering, which is a massive, massive challenge when you're already struggling.
But what if we could actually move beyond that? There is a huge paradigm shift happening right now, moving us towards something called precision psychiatry. And listen, this isn't about some single magic bullet. It's about building a data-driven, totally personalized architecture of care. So, let's go ahead and open up this new toolkit and see exactly what's inside.
First up, we're looking inward, to the most fundamental part of who we are, our DNA. This is all about using your unique genetic code as a kind of compass to guide treatment decisions.
The science behind this whole thing is called pharmacogenomics, or just PGX for short. Okay, here's the simple version. It's a test that analyzes specific genes, usually the ones that control your metabolism, to help predict which medications are likely to work best for you and, just as importantly, which ones might cause nasty side effects. It's basically a roadmap that's written in your own biology.
Now, you might be wondering, how much of a difference can your genes really make? Well, just look at this number, 42%. What on earth could that possibly be referring to?
And here's the why. That number is staggering. Up to 42% of the difference in how people respond to antidepressants can be chalked up to their genes. I mean, that is a huge figure. It tells us that a massive piece of this treatment puzzle has been hidden in our DNA this whole time. PGX testing helps us finally uncover it, giving doctors a real scientific way to move past that frustrating trial and error cycle.
All right, let's shift gears to our second tool. And this is something that we all have direct control over, every single day. We're talking about lifestyle, but not just vague advice. We are talking about diet and exercise as powerful, evidence-based medicine.
Let's kick things off with diet and a really important study called the SMILES trial. Why was this such a big deal? Well, it was the first high-quality, randomized controlled trial to see if changing what you eat could actually treat clinical depression, not just help prevent it. The focus was on a modified Mediterranean diet, really centered on whole foods.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Look at these results. The group that got the dietary counseling saw a 32% remission rate. Now, compare that to the control group. They got social support, which we know is helpful, but they only had an 8% remission rate. That difference is just dramatic. It shows that what you eat can be 4 times more effective in this case.
Let me put it another way. Nearly 1 in 3 people in that diet group achieved full remission from their depression. For social smarts, that's a powerful, easily shareable piece of information that just hammers home the point. Food isn't just fuel, it's a key lever in our mental health toolkit.
And you know what? The same evidence-based approach applies to exercise. We are way past the point of a doctor just saying, oh, you should go for a run. As you can see here, major reviews of all the data are finding that different types of exercise have effects that are comparable to or sometimes even better than standard medication and therapy. It actively rebalances neurotransmitters, it lowers stress hormones, and it can even physically interrupt that negative cycle of rumination in your brain.
And now for our third tool, which is something that leverages the technology most of us carry around in our pockets 24/7. This is about discovering your digital fingerprint, a unique pattern of behavior that can shine a huge light on your mental state.
So, here's a pretty wild idea. Your phone is passively collecting this hidden stream of data that when you analyze it, can create a truly objective picture of your mental health. This is a total game changer because it means we don't have to rely only on you trying to remember how you felt last Tuesday during your therapy appointment. This new field is called digital phenotyping, and it's the science of using the data from your phone, from your wearables, to quantify your behaviors and mental state in real time, out in the real world. It's all about turning those subjective feelings into objective, measurable data points.
So how does this actually work? Well, it's a pretty logical 3-step process. Step 1. Your devices just passively sense data in the background. Step 2, machine learning algorithms analyze all that data to find your unique patterns. And then, step 3, those patterns can generate predictive insights. For instance, it could flag subtle changes in your behavior that might predict a depressive episode before it even fully hits.
And we're talking about really concrete data here, how your sleep patterns are changing, the actual speed and rhythm of your typing, how much you're moving around versus staying home, the frequency of your calls and texts. Every single one of these can be a subtle but really powerful clue to your underlying mental state, creating a kind of digital signature of your well-being.
So here's the most crucial point. These aren't just 3 separate, cool ideas. They are interlocking components of a completely new architecture for how we approach mental health care.
So here it is, the full toolkit. It brings together the solid foundation of evidence-based psychotherapy with all the powerful new tools we've been talking about. Pharmacogenomics to guide medication, lifestyle modulation as your daily medicine, and digital phenotyping for that real-time feedback. It's a multi-point, synergistic strategy where each tool supports the others. It's about finally treating depression as the complex systems problem that it actually is.
And maybe the most important thing of all is that this entire approach just reframes the whole conversation. It moves us away from judgment and stigma and toward a neutral, tool-based framework. It's not about a lack of willpower, it's about finding the right tools for your specific biology and your behavior, for social smarts. This empowers people to become active partners in their own recovery. So, I'll just leave you with this final question. What if your path to mental wellness was no longer a random walk in the dark, but a journey guided by a blueprint that was built just for you?
If this touched your heart, please subscribe, like, and share it with your family. Save this for more meaningful content ahead.